Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do an NFL news video to end the night here. So, let's get right into it. Start with JPA football. Might do wrestling news if I can find enough to talk about. Let's get into it. So, Raiders offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, he compared Ashton Jeanty's touches to NBA load management. In quote, in basketball, it's called load management. You'd love for him to play every play. You have to be conscious if somebody's carrying the ball 30 times a game. They only have so many in a season. If you're using them early, it could hurt you late. Right, because you're definitely going to need those big games late in the season when you're contending for the #1 draft pick. I mean, I guess you don't want to burn them out, but, like, you need to play to win every week. You can't do that with your best players off the field. Come on, man. I mean, I guess he's got a point, but a Chip Kelly offense I just don't think works in the NFL. Like, you don't want to use them every play, have them run the ball 30 times a game, but, like, come on, dude. You got to have them on the field at least most plays. Like, come on, dude. So, breaking. The Falcons are releasing kicker Younghoe Koo. And that week 1 loss was on him. Put the fries in the bag. Man, misses a clutch kick, and Parker Romo goes, 5 for 5, and his job's already done. Which is kind of crazy. Kind of a little surprising they actually, like, moved on from him already, but I guess they're fine with keeping Parker Romo, where the fuck his name is, for now. Per report, the Ravens plan to gradually increase the number of snaps for veteran wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who has played very well for the team so far. The Ravens offensive coordinator Tom Monken, with every day his packages are going to continue to grow. Pause. But yeah, he's played pretty good for the Ravens so far in the limited time he's got in these first few games, so he's definitely going to get more snaps as they go. Rumors. Jackson Dart could become the Giants starting QB as early as next week if the team loses to the Giants and falls to 0-3. Wilson will start against those Chiefs, but the insiders tell me that if the game goes as expected, meaning big win by Kansas City, they expect Dart to be inserted into the lineup as early as the following week when the Giants take on the Chargers, and no later than week 5 when the Saints come to MetLife to battle Big Blue. I get Dart's the future for them, but Russell Wilson hasn't even been bad. Wins aren't just on quarterback. The whole team has to be good, and simply they just aren't right now. That's just the truth, man. Per report, Cowboys pass rusher Davion Clowney was arrested last week for misdemeanor trespassing. He was trying to park his car in a closed parking lot and was arrested for continuing to park there after being told he was not allowed to. Oh boy, he signed with the Cowboys. Nice. He's already fitting in with the culture. Idiot. A.J. Brown is on his upcoming matchup with Rams corner Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes is, I mean this in a positive way. He's the last of my worries at this moment. I'm just trying to focus on my job and getting this thing rolling on offense. Man, you need to worry about yourself, man. You need to worry about yourself, A.J. Brown. You're playing like shit so far. Giants head coach Brian Daboll and defensive coordinator Shane Bowen are, in quote, hanging on by a thread and can both be fired if the team does not win games soon, per Tony Pauline. The mood in the locker room has changed from trying to stay upbeat to the realization that the team must win and win soon, or both could be out the door before the season ends. So you're going to fire the coach who finally got to draft his quarterback. Bowen should have already been fired, but you literally kept Brian Daboll to pick a quarterback. If you fire him, then it's just, I don't know, man. Jaden Daniels doesn't appear to be practicing, so I'm putting Marcus Mariota in line to start for the Commanders this week versus the Raiders. So it looks like we're going to see Marcus Mariota. Mohamed Sanu has announced his retirement from the National Football League. Mac Jones, he is preparing for his second straight start Sunday versus the Cardinals. So, looks like Mac Jones will be starting again this week. The 49ers, they are listing Jawan Jennings as questionable for Sunday's game and versus Arizona due to his ankle injury. Brock Purdy is listed as questionable for Sunday's game due to his toe and injury. And Kyle Shanahan said it's highly unlikely he will start Sunday, which means it's shaping up to be Mac Jones. So the full Seahawks injury report ahead of Sunday's game versus Saints is Charbonnet is doubtful, Nick Emanwari is doubtful, Julian Love is doubtful, and Devin Witherspoon is doubtful. So 4 players most likely not going to play. So Broncos have ruled out tight end Evan Ingram and linebacker Dre Greenlaw for Sunday's game at the Chargers. Going to be tougher to win without Dre Greenlaw playing. The Packers have listed tight end Tucker Kraft Nate and tackle Zach Blake as questionable for Sunday's game at Cleveland. Dallas Goedert, Eagles tight end, is off the injury report. He's good to go Sunday versus the Rams. The Bears, they have ruled out 5 players for Sunday's game versus the Cowboys, and they've listed DeAndre Swift as questionable due to a hamstring injury. So, the Falcons have named Parker Romo for their starting kicker for Sunday's game at Carolina. Josh Downs is off the injury report. Coach receiver and Tyler Warren is listed as questionable. The Falcons, they've ruled out cornerback A.J. Terrell for Sunday's game at Carolina due to his hamstring injury. Cornerback Chris Gonzalez, Dion White, and tight end Jack Westover are questionable for Sunday's game according to Mike Vrabel. Bucks wide receiver Chris Godwin, offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs are nearing their returns, but neither will play Sunday versus the Jets. Commanders head coach Dan Quinn and Marcus Mariota will start Sunday versus the Raiders. Joe Burrow, he had surgery this morning. Coach Zach Taylor said it went well and he's in recovery. No timeline as of now on his return. Tucker Kraft will not practice today. Matt LaFleur told reporters they didn't think he needed to go on injured reserve, but he's questionable for Sunday. Keep scrolling through here. Michael Parsons is close to being fully unleashed, whether it's Sunday at Cleveland or next Sunday at Dallas. Where do you think it's going to be? Of course it's going to be in Dallas. So a few more updates here. Mika Boka, he's questionable. And Noah Brown is also out for the Commanders. So those are some more updates. Stephen Jones said Jadeveon Clowney will be a game-time decision for Sunday in Chicago, but it's leaning toward him not playing. I thought Jerry Jones said he would, but he's not. J.J. McCarthy's officially ruled out. Christian Darrisaw is questionable to play versus the Bengals. Titans have ruled offensive tackle J.C. Latham out, and Andrew Thomas, left tackle for the Giants, is questionable. Mike McDaniel told reporters that Darren Waller hip was close to playing last night. He expects him to make his debut next Monday against the Jets. So it looks like Darren Waller's going to play. Oh boy. But yeah, that's really all the NFL news here. So let's get right into the wrestling news here. So Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship will main event WrestlePalooza tomorrow night via WrestleVotes. Does there really need to be a main event, dude? Like, you can do Punk and AJ's return, dude. They haven't really done nothing with this build. Something's gotta happen, dude. Like, how can AJ Lee and not main event for 10 years being gone? Like, this feud really hasn't had much to it, honestly. Besides, like, I guess the last few weeks, I guess, but whatever, kind of a main event. Love Cody and love Drew, but they just haven't done much with this feud. Next week on SmackDown Triple Threat, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. That's announced for next week on SmackDown. CM Punk has collaborated with the artist Abdul Malik for artwork for their tag team match, which looked cool. CM Punk responded to a comment on TikTok wondering when he will retire. I'll fucking retire when I want to. There's work to be done. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, so shut the fuck up. Not wrong. So, Seth Rollins believes there's less than 20 people right now in the industry who can keep an audience captivated by their mic skills. He was on Nightcap, and he's not wrong. There's not really that many people who can really keep the fans interested in the mic. Triple H says, we can expect surprises when talking about the start of the ESPN era at WrestlePalooza tomorrow night. He's going to get up. Expect spectacle. Expect surprises. Expect to have a lot of fun. And ESPN is going to deliver. He says this every time, man. He always says this, but most times nothing happens. I'm not going to list the Stephen A. list. I don't care. Roger Jackson has been arrested for his brutal attack on pro wrestler Psycho Stu. He's currently behind bars in a $50,000 bond, so finally he's behind bars. He'll probably get bailed out, but yeah, that's really all the news here for wrestling, just a little bit there. So if you enjoy this NFL and wrestling news tonight, leave a like, subscribe for more. Until next time, leave a like, subscribe for more. Until next time, Peace.